All right, guys. So we'll just get started here. So this is the second webinar in the IBPI series that Sherwood will be doing. It's more of an intermediate approach here. This is going to kind of expand on some of the ideas we touched on in the first one. Both of these videos will be available to all IBPI members after the fact. So this one here, we're going to cover more on how to sell managed productivity. So how you guys can kind of expand on your offer and build this out your way. So we'll do a quick run through of the agenda here. So we're going to do a quick run through of SureWeb, who we are, and then start to kind of go through the go-to-market piece, touch a bit on the partner portal, and then also about what the offer is for IBPI members. So a little background on SureWeb. We've been in business for 20 plus years now, 6,000 plus partners. Now, employee-wise, we're pushing 950 employees, and there's about 60 plus thousand end clients that are managed through that partner channel. So SureWeb, fancy title, we are a value-added cloud solution provider. So what that means is we're trying to help each partner that comes through building out business strategy, helping them understand and deploy cloud solutions and services, mainly focused on productivity, security, infrastructure, and then also providing some cloud expertise on the back end. So whether that's technical support for the partner or even technical support for the end client, pre-sales as well. So from the pre-sale standpoint, that would be potentially helping scope out and quote opportunities that you guys may not be accustomed to quoting currently. Also expanding on your marketing efforts, providing you with content that you guys can leverage. Also kind of tying in and potentially even building out some custom campaigns to allow you to, attract new business through your existing channel. There's also a dedicated account manager approach. So each member, each partner that comes to SureWeb is managed. So a specific point of contact for you guys to bounce ideas off of and to kind of learn how to SureWeb, I guess, the best way to word that, but also to be kind of a point of contact for you guys internally when things are going well, when you need demos for specific products, when you're looking to expand on your offer, all that good stuff. We're also trying to help on the operational efficiency effectiveness side. So all this licensing, all the billing, all of that is through our customizable portal. So you have access to that. It's kind of one portal where you're able to accomplish everything. And we're also there on the back end to help you out with, migrations, alleviating some of the workload on your side. And our portal ties into multiple PSA integrations. So here is a quick slide that allows you to see all of the cloud solutions that are offered here. And it's all through one single space, which is Cumulus. So as you can see, the main focus here for us is productivity, so the Microsoft side of things, but you also have G Suite, and then tying into other products and that'll be kind of later on in the discussion, but how to tie other products in to kind of build out a cloud stack. You're going to want to focus on building a bundle here, getting a couple of product lines to help you guys really increase the margin and increase your stickiness with each client. So how do we get started? It's pretty straightforward. So the main focal point here for us is to get an introductory call, to get some scoping in place, kind of figure out where you guys are at. We noticed in the first one, we were trying to tailor it to IBPI members that may not be in that MSP space yet, have a large book of business, but don't know how to get their footing. This one here, and the concepts that we're going to talk about a little later, is more about those of you that do have an MSP arm or have started it and are looking for guidance and some clarity there and some help. And we're trying to look and help you expand on that. So this introduction and scoping call is kind of threefold. It allows us to set a partner type for you guys to figure out where exactly we can help. It also allows us to kind of profile you a little bit to see if there are any gaps that you may not even know that exist currently in your company, and then kind of build out an action plan. So getting some ideas in place of how we can go from point A to point B and kind of aligning that with your ideology of where you see your business in 12 months or 24 months. And so here's kind of the scoping and profiling broken down. So obviously there's a more in-depth introduction to SureWeb, kind of tying in, showing you that Cumulus portal. From the profiling side, it's a couple of learning more about your business. For most of you guys, you've been in business for a long time. So what territories are you guys currently working in? What verticals do you currently touch on? Maybe some of you are dealing a lot with healthcare. How we can kind of tailor what we're doing here. And then the plan is to identify the right package for you guys. So figuring out which products fit, which products could potentially be a focal point for your team, and then building kind of a short-term and a long-term strategy. So obviously in the short term, it would be getting you in the door here, building out the partnership kind of from the ground up, making sure that you guys understand everything that's going on, but then also kind of building a long-term strategy in the sense that we want to see where you guys are looking to expand the managed services side of your business and how we can help. And then really where to start. So where are we going to get started here? Some of you may have business elsewhere, getting that in here and then building off of that. So the onboarding process, setting up that initial scoping call with me is the best start. We complete the sign up, then we're going to run through Cumulus. So I want to explain how the portal works so you guys understand how to manage your licenses, how to create new clients, how to set up your non-for resale, so that you guys can start using some of this internally, whether that's for to reduce costs of products that you may already be using, or to kind of get the product knowledge up for your technical staff or your sales staff internally. And then also making sure that you understand the billing piece. That's obviously extremely important. And then having kind of a discussion to kind of run through your existing base to build that plan out, right? So from most of my conversations with IBPI members, you guys have a very extensive client base, and kind of figuring out how that current relationship is set up on your side and how we can kind of take advantage of that to help you guys kind of expand. All right, so this, as I said, was the intermediate piece. So what we're trying to accomplish here is helping those of you that already have a good grasp of Microsoft 365. We want to help you kind of build out a bundle based on your current product knowledge. From some of my conversations, some of you already have a couple of different cloud products that you guys are leveraging now. But for the most part, some of them are kind of all over the place. You might be getting a product here and a product there, and wanting to kind of streamline that and standardize it so it's kind of more of a rinse and repeat approach. We also want to add new offers to your stack as well. So there may be a couple of gaps in your current offer, or some things that we view that may be beneficial for you to add, and obviously have better, more in-depth discussions with your clients. And then right now, there's a willingness to learn how to better provide these packages and create more stickiness with your clients, but then also how to market those to your existing base. So that's kind of what we're trying to do. And what we want to accomplish is kind of assess where you currently are. What activities are you guys currently doing? Are you already marketing to your base? For new business, is it all word of mouth? Do you guys already have marketing in place for lead gen? All of that good stuff. And then trying to add as much as we can to increase your profitability. We will also show you how to sell and position these products. So we have an extensive content partner toolbox that you guys have access to free, and that information can be used a multitude of ways. Some of it will be for marketing, so some of it you can throw your information on and send it out. Others will be more for the internal side, so it could be scope of works, it could be kind of product run-throughs or walkthroughs, and that's more for your internal side. And then there's also tools in there to help you have better discussions with your clients. So it could be a sales guide on how to position Microsoft 365. It could be a security assessment tool that allows you to go ask, 15 to 20 questions to a client and really figure out where they have lapses from a security standpoint. And that obviously allows you to better position the products, which is kind of the second step. We want to help you learn not only how to buy these licenses and sell them, but we want to make sure that you know what you're selling. So you know why you're positioning it. You're knowing what holes you're trying to fill, and that comes from obviously a very good comfort with utilizing those products, and that's where we're going to try to help you from a product knowledge standpoint. For this bundle, we're focusing on a couple of different things, but what we want to do is kind of get a bundle in place that allows you to grab attention from your existing base. So whether now you're noticing there's a lot more calls coming in about remote work or security or voice, all of those types of things. That's where we're going to kind of leverage that scoping discussion that we have to kind of better align which products we should lead with. In essence, this would be going back to your existing base with kind of a foot in the door product. So getting in the door, having that conversation, then expanding on it. So this intermediate package, now we're just trying to apply the skills that you currently have, but then building a bundle in and around Microsoft products, kind of now focusing on a security, compliance, backup standpoint. So the initial webinar that we did a few weeks back, that video, you can have access to that as well, obviously, but that video kind of touched on how to get started. So how can SureWeb help me sell these products? How can I learn how to do this? We don't have any expertise in-house. This here is kind of expanding on the idea that you guys do have a working knowledge of these products, and now we're going to try to build up product knowledge in different phases. So as you can see here on the left, Proofpoint, Online Backup, Office Protect, Bitdefender. So now that is coming in with a package that allows you to provide some kind of an anti-phishing or encryption software. Bitdefender, maybe an endpoint protection piece. Obviously, security is a huge talking point now for every company. Online backup, that they're providing kind of a backup solution for your clients, backing up their OneDrive, their SharePoint, their Office 365. Those are pretty simple wins, right? As long as you know what to say and you know what questions to ask and what to listen for. So that's really where we want to help you out. So we want to be able to kind of take the products that you're selling now, which is kind of order taking for the most part, and being able to take the order, but now follow back up with an approach that allows you to maybe position 3 to 4 to 5 products in kind of a customizable bundle on your side, so that Microsoft price point for an email, and you're taking that and now you're selling it for 300% above that because we've added some little pieces here and there. Now what SureWeb provides, we mentioned earlier, but you're going to have 2 different options, kind of a powered by SureWeb co-branded partner approach, or a completely white label where SureWeb's just on the back end and we're there to support you as the partner, but completely invisible to the end client. In both instances, there is some sales support. So we can help you with your clients. So if you have a new salesman and he's never sold Office 365 before, that's where we can kind of come in and help him kind of hit the ground running, right? There's training videos, there's a lot of product information, and like I mentioned, the support is 24/7, 365, and that's all North America based. You also have an account manager at your disposal, SMEs, so subject matter experts. So each product line at SureWeb has their own expert. So that's somebody that your account manager can leverage, pull them into a call potentially, or a training, and get your team kind of ramped up, or help you close an opportunity that you didn't think you'd be able to close. And migrations, obviously, they're included. Our team will handle that. We do about 95% of the work. We just need you to do a little bit on the end client side, but that alleviates the workload on your end, and it's still something that you can charge the client for. So what are we trying to accomplish here? We want to add additional products and services to your offer, build up the product knowledge within your team, build a customizable bundle. So probably a couple of different flavors of that bundle that allows you to show value, but obviously giving them kind of an option, right? You don't want to force them into one bucket, but you might want to have a couple of different options. So each partner has, what they feel is a customizable bundle specifically for them. And now one of the harder parts is obviously, how do I market that? How do I price that? And what we want to do there is work with you so that when we're pricing those out, when we're marketing those to your clients, that it's something that's easily repeatable for your sales team and for your company. So here is an option of a bundle that we created. This bundle is included in some capacity in most of our Office 365 or Microsoft 365 plans. It focuses on 3 pillars. So e-learning, so a Microsoft 365 training piece, a security component, and a backup and DR component. So the concepts here is we're trying to help you provide value in each of these kind of silos, let's say. So the first one is obviously fear, uncertainty, and doubt. So from a security standpoint, Microsoft 365 is a pretty sizable target for hackers. 71.4% of all organizations have at least one compromised account each month. And what we're trying to do here is allow you to raise the organization baseline of security within each organization. So what does that mean in English? What we're trying to do is get you to highlight some value from a security standpoint, and also keep your clients very secure in case there is a breach. Well, in case there will be a breach at some point, making sure that you're prepared for that when it comes. From the e-learning side, we use a product called Quick Help. The reason for that is efficiency within an organization most of the time is relatively low. And what I mean by that is most users only use about 20 to 30% of the features that they see within that product. So let's say you've sold somebody one of the higher end Microsoft 365 plans. You might have sold the product that could be 20 bucks a month per user with all kinds of clicks and whistles, and half of the employees can only use the email. They don't know how to do anything else. Well, what Quick Help allows you to do is give them access to a 45-day free trial. And what they're able to do is go in there and do complete learning paths. So they might be able to go in there and do a journey to learn more about how to use and leverage Teams. And what it does is it allows you to not have to do all of that in-house yourself. You give them that functionality when they start, and it's kind of like their own ramp up, learn at your own pace. And that is also a good referencing point after the fact. It's something SureWeb uses internally for training too. It's a pretty solid product, and it allows you, in essence, what we're trying to do is push user adoption. So you want people to use a larger majority of the product that you've positioned, right? And from a backup standpoint, you need to show the importance of backing up Microsoft 365 and promote the importance there. So you really want to highlight that this is in case of an emergency, but you want to make sure that they understand that when somebody deletes a document, when somebody's email gets corrupted, whatever the case may be, that you have access to it on the back end to get them back up business as usual. So those that they're tied into an Office 365 plan would be, in essence, a bundle that you would be creating. So this is something too that we wanted to focus on more in the intermediate side, and that's the back end Microsoft indirect partner incentives. So what this is really is when you're a Microsoft partner and leveraging SureWeb, you get back-end incentives. So in the indirect space, there are percentage points that you get back every quarter from Microsoft. Now, a lot of partners don't know what this means, what this looks like. We can help you here. So in essence, the purpose of this is to show you that there's definitely money left on the table if you do have an MPN ID, so a Microsoft Partner Network ID number, and you're not taking advantage of all that is the kind of the core incentives on the back end. So we actually can help you through this, help you understand what you're seeing. This changes obviously every year. Microsoft makes drastic changes here, so understanding what the changes mean for you and your bottom line. For instance, the core incentives on Office 365 might drop 2%. Well, what does that mean based on the last year for you guys, right? What new incentives have come in? Maybe there's a push for a new product line, or they're starting to, as you can see here, with respect to Azure, they're starting to push a lot on RIs. So your backend incentive is quite a bit higher than the normal 4% for just Azure Pay As You Go. So knowing these types of things and positioning accordingly on your end when you're selling it allows you to get more of a backend incentive and, in essence, more recognition from the Microsoft side. So that was kind of a quick hitter. Obviously, we went through that very quickly, but the concept is we want to get a bundle in place to allow you to go back to your clients with a more whole solution. So you're selling a cake. You're not selling individual ingredients. We want to get away from that. We want to get away from just simply placing a client placing an order and you just fulfilling that order. There needs to be conversation. There needs to be back and forth. You guys need to have a couple of different solutions there to allow you to benefit on specific things. So benefit on the changes, obviously, like modern workplace, right? So the concept of now everybody having to work from home. There's a lot of opportunity there for partners such as yourself. So if you're structured in a way where you can go back now and do small Teams demos to these clients, that you can go back with backup solutions and making sure that they have collaborative tools and doing all that kind of stuff, and you have these packages built out, it'll actually also tend to increase the professional services side of the house too. So it's not just the products you're selling. Now there's There's a ways and opportunities to make money on the deployment side, additional training down the line. Potentially, some products will lead to further discussions from maybe a security standpoint. All of this kind of ties in for that long-term consulting relationship that we want you guys to have with your clients. So this here is something that every IBPI member gets. So this is just a training, whether it's sales and technical. It's kind of a on-demand series that we put together. There's different certifications you can get for different product lines, so you guys can kind of learn at your own pace. This can be extended to your team. It also has quick little knowledge base. There is a knowledge base, and there's quick little guides too. There's walkthroughs. So it just kind of gives you kind of a starting point or a jump off point, whether a new employee doesn't know much about the specific product, or you're looking to kind of roll out a package that better suits a current opportunity. Maybe this is a quick hitter that you go to and being like, okay, what do I do with Dynamics? How do I engage this? I've never sold this before in my life. There is some ways and some introductions here that might at least allow you to have an initial discussion and potentially bring that opportunity to the finish line. So there's another piece too, is thought leadership and content. We put out a ton of marketing stuff, whether that's blog articles or on-demand webinars that we currently have on our YouTube channel. We also do quite a bit of new stuff as well. So this here is to be leveraged by your whole team. Anybody can use this stuff. And what this is really is to get you thinking, maybe it's differences in the market that have come up, post-COVID. There could be information there that you guys can leverage. It just gets you guys thinking about how to kind of adapt and adopt new products to kind of push through this kind of stagnant spot that we're in, let's say, and get you guys to continue to grow your businesses. This is the NFR program that I spoke about earlier. So this is for all partners. IBPI gets it right away. You guys have no delay, like most partners. So this is products that you can use internally at a very reduced rate. And there's also, as you can see here, ways for you to figure out how to get the Microsoft Action Packs, how to go about getting an MPN ID if you're not currently set up there, and then also figuring out how to get the competencies that allow you to get all the backend incentives via Microsoft. So here is the sign up and promotion. You, as IBPI members, you get a dedicated senior business development guy, myself at the moment, to get you in the door, to get you streamlined, making sure that you understand all that is SureWeb. And then you get a senior pod. And what a pod is a group of salesmen. There's hunters, there's farmers, there's ISRs in there. And what that is to kind of give you a group to help you grow your business. So there's no bottleneck there, obviously. They're there and they're accessible at all times. And their focus is to help you grow your business, but also to help IBPI as a whole. There's also training and onboarding that you get right off the bat. You get direct VIP support. You get the NFR program, like I mentioned, right out of the gate. There's potential also for a referral that's kind of interesting. So if you do sign up as an IBPI member and you like what you see, you can get another IBPI member to sign up and fill out the referral piece and potentially get $1,000 yourself. So it just gives you a little incentive if you do like what it, obviously word of mouth is important for us. So if you are able to have those discussions with other IBPI members and get them to make the change over to us, you can capitalize on that as well. This is our upcoming Accelerate event. This will be a pretty good starting point for most of you. It's virtual, it's free. It can be extended to the entirety of your team if you want. And what this is going to be about is about creating a foundation for growth. So the first two events are the 21st and 22nd of October. It's 1 to 5 p.m. Eastern both days. And what the concept of this is to give you some ideas of where the market currently is, and then also helping you build a business strategy, a business plan in and around that moving forward. So as you can see, there's multiple stages. So after that first initial 2-day session, there'll be some kind of, I guess, take-home homework, let's say, you guys to prepare internally. So figure out how to run through this stuff yourself, figuring out how to do some looking internally, getting some details in place, and then in that third stage, executing your business plan. So helping you build one out if you don't currently have one, or helping you kind of expand on it and execute in, you know, kind of the end of fiscal 2021. So my contact information is here as well. So like I mentioned, the introduction call is a great starting point. If you have not gotten an email from me in the past, most of you should have by now, but if you haven't, my contact information is there. So you feel free to shoot me an email anytime, and you can book my Calendly, and we can set up that introduction call to make sure that you understand if SureWeb is a good fit for you, and we can have that discussion to see if there's an opportunity for us to do business together. So I believe, I'm not sure, Ollie, if there are any questions, but we'll get to a quick little Q&A here, and then I'll get you out of here rather quickly.
Yes, thank you, Mike. I have some few questions here. The first one is, how do we create a bundle? So I guess this is more of a product-related question.
Yeah, so creating that bundle, obviously it's going to be based on a discussion that we'd have, right? So you need to know what products you're currently selling in the cloud. Maybe the only thing you've focused on up until this point has been email, right? And the concept there is to get a discussion in place of what other products you feel that your existing base may have requested that you didn't know about, or didn't have access to, and then building a bundle around, like we had mentioned, so security, e-learning, backup, getting that kind of structured and in place. Building the bundle is simple for the most part. The harder pieces will make sure that your salesman can position each of the individual product lines in it. So that's where SureWeb can help you, right? And then from a marketing standpoint, making sure that you can push that out into your existing client base. So that's really where the focus is there. Now, what products to add in? Right now, a lot of partners are benefiting from utilizing and leveraging Teams. So simply taking the Office 365 plan itself and focusing on the individual components of it, and then adding, you know, a product or two on top as kind of like the icing on the cake.
All right, thank you, Mike. And by the way, guys, I invite you to ask your question in the question box on your right. So second question, can I personalize bundles per organization, or is that only one bundle for all my clients?
Yeah, so that's a good question. Right now, there's a bundle that we have that SureWeb has that's pre-built into a lot of our Office 365 offers now, but you can add whatever products on the SureWeb side into that as well. So we could add a proof point, for instance, if a client needed encryption and you didn't want to add the Microsoft related SKU. From kind of a customizable piece, it's not so much important where the products are coming from. So you might have a product and a relationship with another vendor that you love. You can keep that. It's just to make sure that when you're putting it all together, that you have kind of an all-encompassing solution, right? In a couple of months, we're going to start to roll out some changes in Cumulus, so in our portal, that'll allow you to actually create these bundles within your portal. So you could actually have a company XYZ assist bundle, or company XYZ secure bundle, and it'll actually have a couple of our solutions in there, and then potentially even your per user support package, and you can actually position that and sell it that way. So from the customizable standpoint, the Cumulus will actually allow you to better adapt and align that down the line as well.
Awesome, thank you, Mike. I see only one last question left, and it is a great question. What would be the plan of attack with the bundles, and how do I get engaged with my customers with the bundles?
Yeah, so it's technically the same question as the first webinar that we did. So the concepts there, it's pretty straightforward. So you guys obviously know your business. For most of you, you've been in business for 40, 50, 60 years. The concept of how to build the plan of attack would be to go back, and you guys have the hardest piece already down packed. You guys have a large customer base. So the plan of attack would be finding a product that you guys are very comfortable with, or a product that you've noticed that your end clients are lacking in. So you guys might be fielding questions about products, and you're just not able to sell it right now. So the main focus, like I mentioned a little earlier, would be teams potentially. So you could go in there now and have a complete discussion around collaboration, and explain to them that, hey, if you already have Office 365, so here's all the things that could be accomplished with Teams. The main concept there for the plan of attack is when you come in with that product is that you're showing a lot of value. You're taking more of a consulting approach as opposed to just selling a product, and what that'll do is that'll actually raise their level of, I guess, they'll believe you more when you position other products, right? So it just builds up that confidence in you and your company, that you're coming in with a solution that physically helps them better perform, helps them work remote, whatever the case may be. And then you're able to expand on that. So the first step is to find that one product that can get you in the door with your existing base, and then we just build off of that.
All right, thank you once again. I don't see any other questions left on my end, so maybe we can give you guys maybe another 10 seconds. If you have any other questions, please feel free to use the questions box right on your right corner, I believe so. All right, Mike, I guess this is it.
Awesome. Well, for those of you that attended, thank you very much. You will get access to this as well, in an email from me, with my Calendly. So book me whenever you guys have availability and want to continue the discussion. We will be rolling out new webinars, obviously, in the coming year. Some that will be more product focused, and we're going to try to build this out. Build this IBPI relationship out to the best of our abilities. But in the meantime, please direct all questions to me, and I look forward to talking to all of you. Have a great rest of the day.